Castration, whether chemical or physical, has been considered a punishment for sex offenders in some parts of the world. Chemical castration uses drugs to reduce sexual urges, while physical castration involves surgically removing the testicles. This controversial method sparks debate. Some argue it prevents repeat offenses, while others raise ethical and human rights concerns. Countries differ in their approaches, with some legalizing it and others rejecting it. In this video, we'll explore youth opinions on whether castration should be used for sex offenders, looking at its pros, cons, and legal and ethical issues.
I think castration as a punishment for sex offenders is quite controversial. It's because it physically alters someone's body in a permanent way. I think rehabilitation and counseling would help to, address the root cause.
Well, I really think that if it is given, then there will be no differences between India, our country, and other dictatorship kind of countries like Afghanistan. So they don't care about humanity and about the human life, but we do care, because in our society we all we used to respect each other's life and respect each other's tradition. So it's completely an unfair decision if it is being given as a punishment.
So according to me, castration is not a thing which we have to practice. ஏன்னா இப்போ ஒரு கேஸ்ட்ரேஷன் எடுத்துக்கிட்டிங்கன்னா இட்ஸ் நாட் கோன் அஃபெக்ட் த பர்சன் லைக் இதுக்கு மேலே யாரும் பண்ண மாட்டாங்கன்றது இல்லை. ஈவன் வந்து ஒருத்தவங்க வந்து ஒரு தூக்கு தண்டனை கொடுத்தாலும் லைக் இட்ஸ் கோன் டு த சேம் திங், யாரும் பண்ண போகிறதில்ல. பட் இதில் என்னதுன்னா இட்ஸ் ஆக்சுவலி ஒரு இன்ஹியூமன் திங் என்னை பொறுத்த வரைக்கும். ஏன்னா அவங்க வந்து ஒருத்தவங்க பர்சனோட மென்டலி வி ஆர் அஃபெக்டிங் தெம், அண்ட் ஆல்சோ லைக் அது வந்து இட்ஸ் நாட் அ குட் ஃபார் தியர் ஓன் செல்ஃப்.
Yes, I think castration is a fair punishment for sex offenders. I think it can reduce any future crimes.
And I'll say no to it because it's not going to be a physical reason, but also there might be psychological reason behind that sexual offenses. So rehabilitation will be a right one.
So do I think castration would stop the further crimes? Definitely yes. ஏன்னா இட்ஸ் ஆக்சுவலி என்னை பொறுத்த வரைக்கும் ஒரு தூக்கு தண்டனையை விட கேஸ்ட்ரேஷன் இட்ஸ் ஃபர்தர் மூவ். இட்ஸ் லைக் டார்ச்சரிங் சம் ஒன். ஓகே, இட் வில் டெஃபினெட்லி ஸ்டாப் த ஃபர்தர். ஏன்னா இதுக்கு மேலே இது ஒரு ஃபர்தர் பனிஷ்மெண்ட் எல்லாமே வந்து இப்போ இந்தியாவில் எல்லோரும் அதை கடைப்பிடிச்சாங்கன்னா கண்டிப்பாக எல்லோரும் பயப்படுவாங்க. கண்டிப்பாக ஒரு ஃபார் எக்ஸாம்பிள் பீடோஃபைல்ஸாக இருக்கட்டும், ஒரு சின்ன பொண்ணை தொடுறதுக்கு கண்டிப்பாக எல்லோரும் பயப்படுவாங்க. இட் வில் டெஃபினெட்லி ஸ்டாப் த திங், பட் இட் ஷுட் நாட் பி டன்.
I actually think that castration would stop future crimes. Castration, it not only serves as a punishment to the sex offender, but also it sets an example, or like it sets a fear among the people, and hence that stops the future crimes.
There's a better way. As I said in the first question, for second question also the same answer. Rehabilitation. Through rehabilitation we can bring back the person who committed the sexual offense. So castration will not be the proper punishment or fair to that thing.
Castration may not fully prevent future crimes because sexual violence or desires often arises from psychological and social issues. So therapy and awareness could be more effective comparatively compared to castration.
Castration should not be practiced in anywhere. ஏன்னா there are a lot of chance that we would punish innocent, and it's not only gonna affect the person, like மற்றவங்க இது மேலே பண்ண மாட்டாங்கன்றத விட it's gonna affect their mental health and even there are a lot of negative thing would happen. அவங்க மென்டல் ஹெல்த் வந்து பாதிக்கப்பட்டால் இட்ஸ் மைட் ஈவன் காஸ் மீன் நெகட்டிவ் இம்பேக்ட் டு த சொசைட்டி. ஸோ அந்த பர்சனை நம்ம திருடுறது தான் பார்க்கணுங்க அவசரம். அந்த பர்சனை இன்னும் நம்ம அஃபெக்ட் பண்ணக்கூடாது. அண்ட் கேஸ்ட்ரேஷன் should not be practiced anywhere.
I think it's only fair to serve a brutal and inhumane crime with a bold punishment.
Say like there are some human rights issue in that, and by doing that castration he or she might face some hormonal issues. So instead of that we will do some rehabilitation facilities and give some restoring judicial advisory to that particular person so that he will get back into normal posture. Thank you.
Thirdly, a major concern with castration as a punishment is that it may not address the psychological or behavioral aspect. It just addresses the physical concern. So it may be a quick fix, but in my point of view, I think it's inhumane to do such things. So yeah.
Of course not, because even if there are lots of severe punishment, the amount of crimes that have been going around the society is not even being decreased. So we can't completely control the crimes, but there will be some kind of drop in the percentage of crimes. And what is my suggestion is that giving like reformal acts such as counseling, and also there are lots of rehabilitation sessions are there. So these both will be the my suggestions to give to those who have committed crimes.
Let's explore the pros and cons of using castration as a punishment for sex offenders. Both sides of the debate have strong views. Supporters argue that castration could reduce repeat offenses by lowering sexual urges, which might decrease reoffending. It also acts as a psychological deterrent for potential offenders. Knowing the severe consequence, some see it as a form of justice, offering closure to victims of severe sexual violence. However, critics argue castration violates bodily autonomy and is inhumane. They also question its effectiveness, as it doesn't address the root causes of the behavior, making its long-term impact doubtful. Finally, ethical and legal challenges remain, with many legal systems divided on whether to adopt such a punishment. This shows that the pros and cons outweigh each other. In this video, we've explored the controversial issue of castration as a punishment for sex offenders. Considering both the perspectives for and against it, some argue that it could reduce reoffending and serve as justice for victims, while others question its effectiveness and raise serious ethical concerns. As we've seen, there's involving legal, ethical, and human rights debates. I invite you to reflect on where you stand. Is castration a fair punishment or a violation of basic human rights? It's important to remember that this discussion requires respect and empathy for all perspectives. What's your opinion on this? Do you think castration should be used as a punishment for sex offenders?